Okay, my wonderful friends, let's speak about for a moment the situation that maybe some of you find yourself within. I think a few of you find yourself within this. And this is the reality that you may get up in the morning. And as you get up in the morning, you have a yearning, a wanting to get back into sleep mode. So you open up your eyes in the morning, and from opening up your eyes, you basically go back into a sleep mode. You go back to sleep. So if you want to accomplish something, there's point A and there's point B. There seems to be, in the middle of point A and point B, a point A and a half and a point B minus a half. So let's say like this. You've got point A and you want to get to point C, okay? But it seems to be in between the point A and the point C, there's a point B. What do I mean by this? So let's explain this and let's open this up. That when you get up in the morning, you have a goal to get up. But then other thoughts come into your mind and then you go on a different trajectory. So you have the thought A, I want to get up in the morning, and the thought C of actually getting up. However, for a lot of the times you don't get up. What happened? What happened? Why didn't you get up? So the nakuda is, the point that we can share here, you did not get up because there was a thought B in the way of thought A and thought C. That what happened is you open up your eyes, excellent, I'm going to get up. Oh, but it's so nice and warm, and I went to bed late because of the Super Bowl, or this, or that, or the other, and by the time you finished, you're back asleep, or you've spent another half an hour in bed. So you've got your point A of what you want to achieve, your point C, doing it or not doing it, and that's because of a point B, which are other thoughts that get in the way of the particular outcome you want to achieve. And if you think about this, this is the reason why things don't get done the way you want them to get done. You are meant to be a being. We are meant to be beings. Where we conjure up in our mind, using our imagination, using our creativity. I imagine this occurring in the world. I want this to occur in the world. And then we find ourselves that we're not doing it. Well, why? Because, my friends, simply, there was a point B. Something got in the way that took you on a different course from your intended point A to point C. And what I'm suggesting, that thing is called our thinking. We think, and that thinking is called fleeting thoughts. Those fleeting thoughts come up, and when those fleeting thoughts come up, they basically paint for us a different outcome. Now, if we believe those fleeting thoughts, if we get caught up in these fleeting thoughts, then usually the outcome of the fleeting thoughts occurs and not your higher functioning outcome occurs. So let's give an example to this. And this, my friend, is based on the teachings of Rabbi Nachman. We've been speaking about him. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, he was one of the Hasidic masters, lived 200 years ago, great-grandson of the Baal Shem Tov. And he writes about the nature of thinking. First of all, we're always thinking. We can't have more than one thought at a time. And we can intervene with that flow of thinking. Because a thought comes up in our consciousness, and we can always choose to acknowledge or to deny that thinking. Do we make that thinking a reality or not? So do I make the thought, I am stupid, a reality? Do I believe that? And if that thought comes up, I can actually observe it. And that's what we spoke about some time before, where a thought comes up, you can say hi to it. You don't need to give credence to it. And the question is, am I conscious enough to catch it or not? So what happens is, we are speaking about getting up in the morning. So a person opens up their eyes in the morning. Now, if their first thought is a conscious thought, I'm getting out of bed, and they act upon that, then lo and behold, they can get out of bed. However, I think it's about 5 seconds. I say there's a 5, we spoke about this I think some months ago, a count 5 rule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then basically you're flooded with all these other thoughts that aren't necessarily going to take you to your point A to C destination the way you want it to be. Why? Because the point B will interfere and take you to a different point C. So what I'm suggesting here for you to play around with this week And it'll be this week because Baruch Hashem we have Lag BaOmer, and we've got a few days where we're not going to be meeting. For this week, make sure that there's no point B. Make it point A and point B from the perspective of, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to achieve. The minute you leave too much of a gap there to a point C, the point B, the unhealthy point B is going to interfere. So what that looks like in experience, what that is experienced as with inexperience, what that feels like is when you get up in the morning, you have 5 seconds. 5 seconds to get what you want done. Because usually what happens after 5 seconds, you are going to be flooded with all the various reasons not to do what you want to do. So play around with this. Experiment, experience, be real with it. Be real and recognize that what gets in the way of you getting things that you want to get done, it's one thing and one thing only. It's your thinking. It's your thinking. The things obviously that are within your control, it's your thinking. So when you want to learn more, when you want to daven more, when you want to just, do that little bit more. Say for example, you're pumping iron, you're doing a bench press, and you're it's like, I can't do it. That thought is what's stopping you from getting your goal. If somebody's behind you and puts a gun to your head, for sure you'll do it. You'll get that bench press done. You will get that last movement done. Or for example, if you hear a voice, I can do it, and you round yourself up. You always have more strength than you think. You always have a greater command and demand over yourselves than you think. So again, what's going to interfere? That foreign thinking. So we want the point A of what I want to achieve to be a point B. And that's it. We don't want anything in the middle. But what happens is we create a window of opportunity if there's a point B going to a point C. If we allow that foreign thinking to come in, bang, take us on a different journey. I hope, play, experiment, experience. And again, what I'm sharing with you is not for me. I try to do this. I try to live like this. There's times where I've got a cold mikveh. When I go to the cold mikveh, my thinking tells me, it's cold, I don't like it. I shut it off. No, point A is I want to go to the mikveh. Point B, I'm in the mikveh. It's not going to hurt me. It's going to make me stronger. And more than that, allow yourself to arouse thoughts that are going to encourage you. No, I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. Use mantras to help you. So hopefully, guys, mamash go from strength to strength.